Chapter 12. I pull back from Michael, reeling from the heady dizziness of sudden passion. I have no idea how to navigate this ground. When I was a teenager with Jamie, we did whatever we had opportunity to do. A lot of snogging, basically. My uni boyfriends had clear expectations, which I went along with. I had no reason not to. My most recent, and by recent I mean over a year ago, foray into online dating resulted in a few dates, but I wasn't going to invite Ryan into my flat. I don't think he would ever have left again. Now I'm here with Michael, alone and in his house, but none of the usual rules seem to apply. I'm glad you're meeting my parents next weekend, Michael says. See what I mean? How do we get from smooching on the sofa to talking about his parents? Yes, I say, sitting back and grabbing my tea for want of anything else to do. Shall we see what's on? Michael picks up the TV remote. As long as it's not MasterChef. The screen flickers and I see Kevin Costner. Michael goes to change the channel. Wait, I cry. That's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. You want this? Michael looks slightly incredulous. Yeah, it's great. I bat his arm down out of the trigger-happy position. We watch until it's time to go to David's, and I'm seriously dreading this inopportune meal. I could quite happily practice my archery and shoot apples off David's head, strategically missing and hitting him instead. How exactly do you sustain conversation with someone who is smarmy, affected, and insincere? Please try and be polite, Michael warns me in the car before we go in. I can't promise anything, I replied darkly. David lives, unsurprisingly, in an elite suburb of the city. It's a small square of Victorian red brick houses with distinctive period features. 2 sporty, flashy cars are on the driveway. Nothing if not anachronistic. Michael rings the doorbell, holding the gift bag, and I stand awkwardly, wondering how David is going to greet us. Will it be a hug, like a long-lost cousin, or a pretentious kiss on both cheeks, as if he's European? It's neither. Adele opens the door, seizes my hand, and literally drags me inside. Jen, she says in an overly high-pitched tone, I'm so glad you've come. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. She takes my coat, hangs it up, ushers me to take my shoes off, and I've only been inside 30 seconds. I'll take you straight to the studio if that's all right, she says, and it's not a question. David's in the kitchen, she calls to Michael, pulling my sleeve in the opposite direction. I've barely had time to take in my surroundings. So far, there's a lot of bright light and white walls. Adele opens a door and guides me to a chair. As I sit, I notice the array of cosmetics on the table next to me, and a camera on a tripod pointing straight at my face. What exactly did Michael agree to earlier? That's a lot of makeup, I say, allowing my alarm to colour my tone. Adele is focused on her laptop, which is next to the camera, but I can't see the screen. They're a new startup, she says vaguely, aimed at people with darker skin tones. I thought you'd be the perfect model. A stone-cold realisation begins to sink from my head down to my stomach. I stutter. I've never done any modelling. Don't worry. Adele waves a hand and then starts selecting compacts. You just need to sit back and relax. It's hard to do that when a YouTuber is trying to give you an unsolicited makeover. But this is my boss's girlfriend, and Michael told me to be polite. Sure, I say, through gritted teeth. I'm going to start with Compact 18, and this powder gives a great foundation. Adele raises her voice slightly, not dissimilar to me when I'm teaching. She starts applying the powder to my cheeks with a generous dusting. I don't usually wear much makeup, I say tentatively, hoping she'll take the hint. This will look completely natural, Adele assures me, before turning straight back to the table and selecting another product. I really like the design of this concealer stick. Very neat to go in your handbag and easy to blend in. She applies it to a sensitive spot just above my lip, her brow furrowed in concentration, and I'm trying not to shrink backwards, which would be rude. She just is so close. Now for the eyes, she says, brandishing an eyeliner pencil. This is the charcoal shade, and I'm going to go for bold definition. I absolutely loathe people touching my eyes in any way, so it's all I can do not to flinch. I close my eyes and endeavour to keep my expression neutral as Adele's pencil makes strong strokes right where my lashes meet. Now open them, Adele instructs, and look up at the ceiling. She runs the pencil right underneath my eye, and I feel my eyes start to water. Wait, she says, snatching a tissue and holding it at the corner of my eye. Now blink. That's right. By the time she's finished, my eyes are itchy and probably bloodshot. I definitely bear no resemblance to a model. There was a reason I chose teaching. This palette contains some great neutral tones. She opens up a giant box of eyeshadows in about 100 shades. It's like chocolates, but inedible. How disappointing. I'm going to use gold as an accent and a blend of the sandy shades as a base. How long have you been doing this sort of thing? It's a lame question, but I feel like I should try and make conversation. Adele looks insulted. A while now, she says, swirling a brush into the eyeshadow until it's swollen up like a Christmas bauble. She applies it with a tad more force than necessary. It must be great to be able to try out new products. I try again. If Michael were here, he would surely praise my civility. Adele says non-committally. I'm especially impressed with the Bow Street brand. They offer high-quality products at a high street price. My eyebrows knit involuntarily. She's sounding like a commercial now. Have you been seeing David for long? Her hand jerks and she mutters under her breath before snatching another tissue and wiping my eyelid. Try not to speak while I finish this off, please. I don't know why she's turned cold on me, and I can't help bristling as she completes my totally unwanted makeover. I mean, she could at least be more grateful that I agreed to do this. I expect he's a really busy man, I say, aware that I'm deliberately ranging into a danger zone, but I can't resist it. Rescuing a failing school, hiring and firing people, fighting legal battles. Adele's face is inches from mine, and her eyes lock onto mine in a death stare. I think we're done here, she says. Lovely, I'm starving, I say. She walks over to the laptop, clicks a button, then turns on me in an explosion of fury. What the hell? What do you think you were doing? Sorry? I blink my overly golden eyelids at her. Saying all that personal stuff like that, anyone could be watching. Watching? I narrow my eyes. What do you mean, watching? I look again at the camera on the tripod. Were you filming that? She facepalms, groaning. I was live streaming on my YouTube channel.